Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. Roman Reigns and the Bloodline have been a huge part of WWE for the past 4 years. There have been 2 names now involved backstage in the company, with one big name not as involved. Roman Reigns has been one of the top stars in the company for some time, and with the Bloodline, Michael Hayes and Bobby Roode have been the big names backstage producing their segments. Now, it appears that has changed somewhat. As per the report by Fightful Select on their podcast, it was reported that Jamie Noble and Michael Hayes are the 2 names backstage who are involved in the Bloodline segments and producing them. For a while, Hayes was not available as he went on a short break, with Jamie Noble producing several segments. Since he's returned, the 2 stars are both working on the segments. Before this, Michael Hayes was helped by Bobby Roode in producing these segments, with him taking a leading role. It appears this has now somewhat changed, with Jamie Noble taking a bigger role in these segments. With this being the case, there have not been huge noticeable changes in the style of the segment so far, but with Roman Reigns heading into WrestleMania, it will be interesting to see if this happens. With such a big change happening backstage, it might not be unexpected. The backstage area at WWE SmackDown was abuzz with an electric sense of anticipation. Roman Reigns, absent for several weeks following his grueling defense at Survivor Series, was slated to make an appearance that evening. Fans speculated wildly on social media. Some theorized a reunion of the Bloodline. Others imagined betrayal or a new alliance. However, what awaited them was a seismic shift that would leave the WWE Universe stunned. As the iconic notes of "Head of the Table" blasted through the arena, the crowd erupted. Roman Reigns emerged, his signature swagger and icy glare intact. Draped in his championship belt, he walked slowly to the ring, soaking in the chants of "Tribal Chief." Behind him were Paul Heyman, ever the loyal wise man, and Solo Sikoa, his silent enforcer. Noticeably absent were Jimmy and Jey Uso. The tension was palpable as Reigns held a mic and surveyed the crowd. "SmackDown is my island," he began, his voice low and deliberate. "The Bloodline is my family, my empire. But even empires must evolve. Tonight, you're going to witness a change." Paul Heyman shifted nervously beside him, as if aware of what was about to unfold. Solo remained stoic, his arms crossed, but there was a flicker of something in his eyes, apprehension or excitement. It was hard to tell. While Reigns commanded the ring, backstage rumors swirled about 2 individuals spotted arriving at the arena earlier in the day. The first was Jacob Fatu, Roman's cousin and a dominant force in MLW. Known for his imposing physique and brutal in-ring style, Jacob was rumored to be on WWE's radar for months. His presence in the building only fueled speculation that he might be joining the Bloodline. The second name sent shockwaves through the locker room: Bron Breakker. The NXT standout, a powerhouse in his own right, had reportedly been in discussions with WWE higher-ups about a main roster debut. His appearance at SmackDown hinted at something significant brewing. Back in the ring, Reigns continued, "The Bloodline has been unstoppable because of me. I've carried this family, this company, on my back for years. But not everyone has been worthy of standing by my side." The crowd gasped as Reigns looked directly into the camera, addressing the absent Usos. "Jimmy, Jey, you failed me. You failed this family. And there are consequences for failure." The crowd roared with a mix of boos and cheers, but Reigns wasn't done. "I don't need you anymore. I've found blood that's stronger, loyalty that's unshakable. Tonight, the Bloodline evolves." As if on cue, Jacob Fatu's music hit. The crowd erupted as he marched to the ring, his presence a blend of intimidation and excitement. Reigns extended his hand, and Jacob accepted, sealing his place in the new Bloodline. Before the audience could fully process Jacob Fatu's arrival, another theme blared through the speakers: Bron Breakker. The crowd, already on edge, erupted once more as the young powerhouse made his way to the ring. Bron stood face-to-face with Reigns, his intensity mirroring the Tribal Chief's. For a moment, it seemed as though Bron might challenge Reigns, but instead, he smirked and turned to face the audience. "My family built this business, just like yours, Braun said, addressing Reigns. "But I'm not here to challenge you. I'm here to join you." Reigns nodded, a rare smile crossing his face. The Bloodline had added two of the most dangerous wrestlers in the industry to its ranks. Backstage, the locker room was in chaos. Wrestlers whispered about the implications of Jacob and Braun joining the Bloodline. Jey Uso, watching from the monitor, looked visibly shaken. He turned to Jimmy, who stood with his arms crossed, his expression unreadable. "You see this, Jimmy? He's replacing us," Jey said, his voice tinged with anger and disbelief. Jimmy remained silent for a moment before finally speaking. "Maybe it's time we remind him who built the Bloodline with him." The Usos' cryptic words hinted at a potential showdown in the coming weeks. Amidst the chaos, Paul Heyman seemed uneasy. While he played his part perfectly on screen, backstage he was seen pacing and murmuring to himself. Sources close to Heyman revealed that he had been instrumental in bringing both Jacob and Braun into the fold, but the decision hadn't been without its challenges. "Paul knows this is risky," one insider said. "Roman's trust isn't easy to earn, and if this backfires, Heyman could be the one to take the fall." The night ended with Roman, Jacob, Braun, and Solo standing tall in the ring, a united front that exuded dominance. The message was clear. The Bloodline was stronger than ever, but it was also more dangerous and unpredictable. As the camera faded to black, the WWE Universe was left with more questions than answers. What would this new iteration of the Bloodline mean for the Usos? How would the locker room respond to the addition of Jacob and Braun? And perhaps most importantly, was Roman Reigns' empire truly unshakable? Or was this evolution the beginning of its downfall? One thing was certain. WWE SmackDown had just entered a new era, and the Bloodline was once again at the center of it all.